What's up, everybody? Jared here with One of the Nation's Rage, standing in a humanely challenged motel room right now in Gainesville, Georgia. It's Monday, July 18th, 2016, and if you're wondering why I'm in a motel room that's humanly challenged in Gainesville of all the places that I could be, it's because tomorrow, as you may or may not know, I'm going to be going to DDS, the Georgia Department of Driver Services, to attempt to get my Class A CDL. And well, because I'm here, I might as well, if you saw my vacation videos that I did recently, or any of the other ones I did in the past where we stayed at a motel or a hotel, I'll always give you a tour of the room, so why not give you a tour of the room here? But just remember the hotel that we stayed at Virginia Beach, okay? But this is my room. It's very humble. It does have a flat screen TV. It does have an AC that's kicking out pretty good. Feels pretty good on this hot July day. I got a fridge. Hey, I stayed at the Hilton in Savannah and we didn't even have a fridge. I got a microwave. Everything in here it's pretty good. I'm not complaining about the room at all. There's a toilet that refuses to stop running. I've already jiggled the handle a couple times, and yeah, it's just not happening. So yeah, everything's peachy. I'm not real comfortable with this place as far as the outside, but it does have locks on the doors, and I'm not that worried about it. But I had some pretty high hopes for today, or I had some plans, and the plans that I had didn't quite work out. And I'll just go ahead and tell you that what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this all one video. It's going to be one vlog. It might be kind of long, but that's okay. You know, mainly I'm doing this for myself and to document this, because this is very important to me, and I've gone to a lot of trouble and I've worked very hard to get this far. And you know, tomorrow is going to be time for me to prove that I have acquired skills and I've learned in the past month at school. I'm going to put those skills to the test, and we're going to see how it works out. But I'm going to make this one video, one big video. So tomorrow when you see me, if I'm wearing the same outfit, there's a very good reason why I'm wearing the same outfit, and I'll go ahead and tell you that today has been a pretty crazy day. Alright, I started out at school, everything was going well. Only went for half a day today. We were basically just prepping ourselves for the test that's coming tomorrow. And I had planned on getting a room here so that I don't have to get up at 3:30 in the morning and get to Gainesville by 7 o'clock in the morning. So I did that on purpose. I just wanted to, you know, not have to worry about it and not have to make a second trip or an additional trip. So I planned on getting this room. Well, after I got out of school, I decided to go by the particular DDS where we're going to be testing, because I wanted to see what it looked like in person. So I went, and everything was good and everything. They're closed on Monday, but the gate was open. So I went in and I looked at the course where we're going to be doing all the back-end maneuvers and everything. And maybe I can show you that. I can't show it to you tomorrow while I'm testing, but maybe I can go by there today or something and show it to you guys. Well, I started to leave, and I happened to notice one of the indicator lights on my dash, my transmission light came on in my truck. The passport right there. And anyway, so I started to freak out a little bit because I am, you know, about 3 hours away from my house, and things didn't, I didn't plan on that happening. So the last thing I want to do is get stranded up here, have to pay a massive towing bill to get that thing back home. So I then proceeded to go to the parts store and, you know, try to figure out how to, you know, at least try to get the light to go out. I figured it may be low on transmission fluid, but with that particular vehicle, there's no filler tube, there's no dipstick or anything like that to check the transmission fluid. You basically have to get underneath the engine, get underneath the transmission, and there's a little plug hole in the side of the transmission pan. Those of you that have mechanical skills or you're mechanically inclined, you probably know what I'm talking about. Well, I don't know if you call those like non-maintenance transmissions or non-serviceable transmission. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, I had to rig up some gas line and a funnel and try to get some transmission fluid into the pan to feed the transmission. And while you're doing this, you have to periodically get up and shift the gears and, you know, move through all the gears so there's plenty of fluid that's circulating and everything. And it sucked. Okay, as soon as I finally got it working, it started raining on me and I got soaked. So I was down on the pavement in front of AutoZone in the pouring rain trying to fix my transmission, and it kind of sucked. It was kind of a bummer. But after I was done, I started it up. I drove down the road for a few miles and the light went out. It didn't come back on. So I'm hoping and praying that that was the problem and that I fixed it. But it's just funny how things happen when you least expect them to. And yeah, I know you guys probably don't care about that, but it happened. So just to let you know, I had to come straight to my room. I had to take a shower. Only brought one extra spare set of clothes because I wasn't planning on getting dirty today, and it just so happened that I got filthy because I had to fix my transmission. So I'm wearing the same outfit that I'm going to wear tomorrow. So don't think that, you know, I'm a bum or something or that I'm gross. I didn't plan. I didn't bring an extra outfit, so that's why. All right. So, looking at the screen of my phone here, and I'm sitting right here off of Jesse Jewell Parkway, and this red marker flag thing is the Department of Driver Services. So I'm literally, it says right here, I'm 5 minutes away. In the morning, I'm guessing, which is pretty awesome because if I wasn't staying in this motel room, let's see. Oh, I don't think I can do that because I'm not at my house. But basically, it would, as opposed to taking me 5 minutes to get to where I need to be in the morning, if I stayed at my house tonight, not only would I've had to drive all the way back home from Buford today, but I would have had to have gotten up sometime after 3:30, I'm thinking. Leave the house by 4 and then get here sometime between 6:30 and 7. I have to be there at 7. It's really just a gamble when it comes to the how the traffic is in the morning. It's really just a gamble, And I don't like gambling. I don't like that, especially when it comes to having to be somewhere on time, something as important as this. So I was just really more comfortable, as uncomfortable as it is being at this particular motel. I'm more comfortable doing this than going all the way back to my house and risking not getting up whenever I'm supposed to, because that is way too early to get up and take a test like this. So I'm more comfortable being in this uncomfortable place than I would be if I would have went home today. So just to give you an idea, 5 minutes versus well over 2.5 hours, close to 3 hours. But anyway, you guys want to go take a look at the DDS where I'm going? You know you want to. Come on, let's go. Alright guys, I had some technical difficulties. For whatever reason, my SD cards are giving me a hard time with both of my cameras. You see that truck right there? I wanted to get him while he was over here. I'm sitting at the DDS right now. Alright, that portion of the parking lot straight ahead of us with the cones, that's where you go and you take your regular driving test to get your regular driver's license. There's somebody over there right now practicing it. That right there, well, I'll just go ahead and put the GoPro in the case and show you. I got some pretty cool footage, or at least I thought I did. The truck that just left. Some pretty good footage. Doing a side-side parallel park. But my SD card screwed up on me, so I actually didn't get to show you guys the trip on the way over here either, but that's alright. Alright, I'm turning left now to leave the parking lot. That right there, right in front of us, that's where all the backing maneuvers are done for your Class A CDL test, right there. Which consists of a straight line back, offset left, offset right, side or conventional parallel park, and a 90-degree alley dog. And like I said, that truck that just left, he was doing a side parallel park. He was practicing it. And it looked like he did a pretty good job. I'm sorry that my SD card failed on me and I didn't get to get that for you guys. But we're now leaving the DDS, and what I'm trying to do is, and I know I'm not going to be completely accurate, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what the route is when you take your road test. I want to know, where exactly to go. You're going to pull out just like that. I know this much. You're going to take a left and pull out just like this into this lane. Then you're going to turn on your right signal and, of course, check your mirrors and yield, because you got to take a right turn right here onto Queen City Parkway. We're headed toward the interstate. This is Interstate 985 that we're coming up on now. There's a junction past this red light up here. Now when you're driving, you have to mention every sign, like that sign right there. We're approaching a red light intersection, so you would say that. These other signs, you should be reading those too. In case they ask you what a particular sign said, you want to be able to read every sign. That way you won't miss anything. In case they randomly ask you what a random sign says and you weren't reading it, you miss points like that. So you have to pay attention to every sign. Those cars sitting to the right of us that we're passing, those would be potential hazards. This truck right here that's trying to merge into this lane is a potential hazard. Come on, dude. Go ahead. You're a hazard. Come on. Don't be a hazard. Thank you. Now you're no longer a hazard. This RV right here is a potential hazard. You have to call stuff out and name things. as they are. Now, you have to check both sides of the intersection. Like on the right up here, you see these vehicles, this big truck and these two four-wheelers. By the way, we're merging onto 985 South right here. This is the route part of it that I will take. You have to be able to call out the hazards. And even when there's not a car sitting at an intersection, you still have to say clear. No dumping, no parking, no parking. You see what I'm saying? You have to call all that stuff out. And just like in a car, whenever you're merging onto the interstate, you have to be up to speed. The interstate right here on 985 South at exit 20 is 70 miles per hour. So you should be going somewhere between 65 and 70 miles per hour in your truck. If you're going slower than that, then they could technically fail you and say that you're impeding traffic. You're slowing traffic down. What you want to do is you want to be moving with the speed of the traffic. Alright, there's a car in front of me. It's like a champagne colored Nissan Maxima. Oh, speed limit 70 miles per hour right there. Georgia Highway 53 and 13, 2 miles, exit 17. That's where we're getting off. Anyway, this car that's in front of us, I'm watching my following distance. I want to be at least 6 seconds behind this guy. So I'm going to wait until he passes a marker and I'm going to start counting off the seconds until it takes me to reach that point. There's the sign. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi. That's a good following distance right there. That's a little bit over. You don't have to be that far away. That's a little bit over 6 seconds. These cars that are merging in front of me right now, I have to bear in mind and keep my following distance from all these vehicles as well. If I was in a big truck, I would have a hard time stopping if they slammed on their brakes, so I had to make sure that I have plenty of following distance. So we're coming up on exit 17 now. And what I want to do is I want to be looking for my route. It's a total of 12.5 miles. I know that much. Be getting off at exit 17, turning my signal on. I don't start slowing down until I hit that exit ramp. Then I will begin gradually slowing down. Don't ever slow down on the interstate unless traffic in front of you is slowing down. So I think I'm going to be turning right up here. Exit speed limit 35 miles per hour, caution. So if I was in a truck right now, I'd be coming up on a sharp turn. I wouldn't be going 35, I'd be going more like 30. No parking. There's a hazard on the right. I'm going to turn right. There's another no parking sign, ride share sign as well. Turning right on Georgia Highway 13 North. State law, stop before crosswalk for pedestrians. You have to stop regardless if there are pedestrians or not. You have to stop before that crosswalk when you're in a truck. We've got construction sign right here, merging lane into our lane, speed limit 45 north Georgia Highway 13. Share the road with bicycles. Bike lane ends. There will be railroad tracks that we have to cross, or that I have to cross. In the instance because of railroad tracks. I don't stop unless there's a stop sign, but I do have to slow down, put the truck in 6th gear, turn my hazards on, roll my windows down, and say, and look and listen, and if there aren't any trains, I have to say, I do not see or hear any trains. I cannot shift gears, and I cannot coast over railroad tracks. I will fail if I do that. Mile marker 11. I'm just giving you guys an idea of what this test is like and what I have to do in order to pass the test, and this is helping me as well. I'm glad that I'm doing this because it gives me something to look forward to. Even though I may or may not be going the exact way that we'll be going when I take the test, I know that I'm in the general location, and I'm just going to explore these roads for a little while. My transmission light has not come back on, so I think I'm good. Thank God. All clear on left. Fire hydrant. Speed limit 45 miles per hour, approaching right hand or left hand curve. See what I'm saying? So you need to be listing off all these signs. I'm not listing all of them off, but it's good to name all the signs. The intersection on the right here, there's a hazard. He's moving, so he's a hazard. This sign says bridge ices before road. Hazards to my right, hazard to my left. People are hazards. Not clear on left. Gainesville city limit. Speed check by detection devices. Speed limit 35 miles per hour. So you're going to be doing all this stuff while you're double clutching, shifting through at least 6 gears. You're going to be naming off hazards, naming off road signs. You can't coast either. You can't stall. You can't coast. There's a potential hazard on my right there. And the left. Mile marker 13. You always want to leave at least one full vehicle length of space between you and the person in front of you. Turning, you always have to keep in mind that you're hauling a 53-foot trailer behind you, so you have to compensate for that. You can't take your turns too sharp or you will eat the curb, and if you eat the curb, you fail your test. So if I was turning right here in a truck, I would be going extremely wide and keeping my trailer off of that right curb while not going into the other lane. Sometimes you have to go in the other lane. If there's a car in the way, you have to sit there at the turn and wait until it's all clear to make your turn. You can't hit the curb or you will fail. I'm just kind of guessing on where the road test goes. I know it goes in a big circle. I know that at some point I'm going to cross over railroad tracks. That's kind of what I'm trying to find right now, is the railroad tracks. That will probably lead me back to DDS. There's a hazard up ahead. Maybe I should have turned right back there. Let's see. There were railroad tracks back to the right on that road that went to the right. I don't know if those are the right ones though. I'm not sure. No parking anytime. No parking. Left-hand turn, ped-exing, pedestrians crossing the road. There's actually pedestrians crossing the road now. No parking. Alright, yeah, so I'm back at the road that I started at, so I went too far. I probably should have turned right back there, because this is just going to take me back to the way that I came out of DDS, which is not accurate, but I kind of get the gist of what's going on for the most part. So for the most part, I'm not really sweating it too much. It's probably a good thing that I don't take the exact route anyway, because I don't know, maybe I could get in trouble if I do that. I don't know. So I didn't take the exact route. I'm just exploring because I'm curious, you know. I want to know what I'm up against ahead of time. I'm very curious. I want to know what to expect so that I can prepare myself. See, if we turn right at this light, we would be right back at DDS. Okay, so I will get back with you guys in a little bit. I'm going to show you something else that's pretty cool, but I got to go to Buford to get there and show you what I'm talking about. So stay tuned. Interesting. And that was drilled out. It's kind of hard to read it, but it says it's part of an ancient geological surface stone in this area. So yeah, while I was here in this part of Georgia, I figured I might as well take a little advantage of some of the recreational aspects and show you guys Buford Dam. We were just down there on the road. A lot of traffic right now going through Gwinnett County. This is the north tip of Gwinnett County, and it's somewhere different that I've never been before. I actually discovered this place by accident. I was on my lunch break a few weeks ago, and I was trying to turn back onto the road that my school was on, and by mistake I missed my road, and so I turned on my GPS and it told me to take Buford Dam Road to get back to my school, and I came from that way. Over there where you see those vehicles. And I was pretty impressed by it. Figured you would be too. It's like nobody here. Nice. So yeah, that's Buford Dam. Hope you enjoyed it. Another thing, oops, sorry about that. Okay, so that big lake over there behind the trees, I believe that's Lake Lanier, and this is a man-made lake. If this is Lake Lanier over here, it's a man-made lake, and it has a very interesting story behind it. And if I am able to tomorrow, there's a certain road around here that I would love to take you guys to and show you. Like I said, it's a man-made lake, and the way that they made the lake itself has an interesting story behind it. I'm not going to give anything away just in case I do get to go. It's something that I would like to do eventually either way, but hopefully I can go ahead and get what I'm looking for tomorrow and tell you the story of Lake Lanier and how it was made, how it was created. very interesting story. Stay tuned for that tomorrow. And it's back to the motel room I go. So I just got done studying for a few hours and my mind is racked. You know, even though I don't feel like I'm completely ready, I think this is as ready as I'm gonna be, no matter what. I'm just hoping and I'm praying that I pass it the first time. I don't want to have to do this again. I really want to get this done. I want to get this down and get this done the first time and not have to worry about it anymore. I want it to be done so I can move on and get a job as a truck driver. I've worked really hard in the past. It's been almost a month now since I started going to school, and I'm ready. I'm as ready as I'm gonna be. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to be a perfectionist. I just want to pass on my first try. Like I said, I don't want to do this again. If I fail, I'm gonna have to wait, and I don't know how long I'm gonna be waiting. But if I were to fail, then I would have to wait for a period of time, and I don't want to wait anymore. I'm tired of waiting. I've been waiting way too long to go back to work. This is what I've chosen to do. This is the profession that I chose, that I'm pursuing. I'm gonna do this. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna pass this test. I'm gonna pass it on the first try. With the Lord's help and faith and prayer, a lot of prayer and a lot of faith, I'm gonna pass this on the first try. For better or worse, if it doesn't happen, I'm still gonna make this video. I'll let you guys know. I might do a little bit of filming in the morning. I don't know about that. No, I'm not sure if I will or not. And if by chance, if for some reason I don't pass, I don't even know if I want to film anymore. I mean, I'll let you know whether or not I passed or not, but if it doesn't go well, then I might not be in the mood to film. I don't know. I'm going to be very disappointed with myself if I fail. And I'm just hoping and believing that I will pass on the first try. I mean, even my instructors are telling me that I'm going to be able to do this. I got this. I can do this. And I believe it. I'm not going to panic or anything like that. I'm going to do the best that I possibly can. And that's all I can do, right? I can believe, I can have faith, I can pray, and I can do the best that I can. and that's all that I can do. But I'm gonna do this. I'm going to do this. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe before I test, maybe not. We'll see when I wake up in the morning how things go. But I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the morning. Later. What's up, guys? 6:30 a.m. I'm sitting at EDS. Looking out there. There's already a truck out there. It's not our truck though. Somebody else's truck. DDS will be open in 1 hour. I'm really excited and nervous. But I'm gonna do this. I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Am I nervous? A little bit, but I'm gonna do this. My instructor told me it's good to be a little bit nervous. You should be a little bit nervous. He said it's God's way of telling you, hey, pay attention, this is important. So I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna say I'm more excited than nervous because I've been waiting for a long time for this day to come, and I'm pretty thrilled about it. So I'm gonna let you guys go because I'm gonna run through the pre-trip and my maneuvers and everything in my head one last time, and then I'm gonna go out and well, I have to wait until they call me, of course, but yeah, I'll catch up with you guys when it's all said and done. I'll let you know how it went later. Well, guys, I'm back at home, and as I said yesterday, I probably wouldn't be in the mood to film if I didn't pass today. And but I told you guys that I would still let you know whether or not I passed or failed, and so I'm filming. But that's not why I'm filming. I'm filming because I want to, because maybe I passed. I passed. I got it. It's right here. Not only did I pass, but I think I did pretty good overall. Was I holding it upside down? Now I really feel stupid. Alright, here it is. I'm not going to give you my address or my full name, but you see it right there. And clearly on the... you see it? Hopefully the camera's focusing on it. You can see my face. I look worried in that picture. That was before the test was taking place. And you see clearly at the top, commercial driver's license. It's a Class A. You can see it right there. I can't show it to you because I don't want you to have my driver's license number. I don't want you to have my full name or my address. So there you go. All right, and so I went back to my school one last time after I passed, and it's pretty cool. They have a little thing that they do. you actually have to go back after you take your test. If you do pass, you have to go back to the school so they can get a copy of your new driver's license. This is just paper. They're supposed to send the real one in the mail. I don't know when. Hopefully pretty soon, because some of the truck driving companies out there won't hire you unless you have a hard copy of your Class A CDL. But anyway, I went back to the school so they could get a copy of that. They gave me my transcripts, and they also do something that's pretty cool. And I'm actually going to show you the school that I went to. Now that I'm no longer there because I graduated, I'm going to show you the school that I went to. This is it. If you can read the name of it. And what they do when you pass is they give you a hat. And they tell you to go around to all the instructors and have them sign the hat. So that's what they did. All the instructors signed my hat. Some of them didn't spell my name right, but that's okay. Some of them didn't even spell awesome right, but that's okay. You don't have to know how to spell to be good at driving a truck, right? And I just want to say that, you know, these instructors are really good at what they do. This school, I'm very satisfied with it. I waited until after I graduated to talk anything about the school, just because, you know, I just felt that was right. And again, I can't explain anything that they showed me or taught me or anything else, because it's corporate theft. But I will recommend this school. If you live in Georgia and you live in the Atlanta area, I would recommend that you check this school out, because, like I said before, they hold a higher standard above the DDS, and they make sure that you're going to pass. So I have my hat here. I have my my transcripts and stuff, and I gotta say, overall, I think I did pretty good. My final grade point average was 3.8. I had the highest grade point average in my entire class, and I got the test first because of that. It was pretty cool. So I actually finished up about 3 hours ago, and I hung out for a little while at school and talked to all the instructors while they signed my hat. And then I headed back home. I came back home because I have a bad feeling about the transmission in that truck. And there were other things that I wanted to do up there. I wanted to take you guys back and show you some more of Lake Lanier. I'm gonna have to save that for another time, though. It just didn't work out. I'm sorry about that. I also got this. I'm gonna blur my name out, my last name out on this. But this it's called a Top Gun award and I got it for the road. I figured I'd get one for the yard instead of the road, but I guess I got one for the road. I don't understand that, but anyway, it's just it's an achievement. It's a certificate showing that I demonstrated safe driving technique, scoring above 95% on the road test, the road skills test. So I thought that was pretty cool that I made Top Gun for the road, and it's a good feeling. I worked really hard, you guys. This is not easy. There's nothing about this that is easy. Everything that you have to remember and everything that you have to do while you're driving the truck, the things that are so critical, because if you don't do those certain things, then you're putting people's lives literally in your hands. When you get behind the wheel, you're putting people's lives in your hands. But when you don't do it right, that's when things get really dangerous really quick. And there's nothing easy about it. But, you know, like I've been told all these past, 3 weeks since I started going to the school, and I was also told, earlier in my life, is that, anything that's valuable, anything that's worth anything does not come easy. That includes life. Life isn't easy. But if you work hard, life can be extremely valuable. And so, I'm happy for myself. I don't feel prideful in any way at all. I don't think that I'm better than anybody else. I'm pretty surprised that I actually scored the highest, you know, and I mean, that's cool and everything. I'm not going to brag about that at all. I still see where I have issues. Even today, whenever I was taking my road tests, I was having issues shifting the gears and keeping them from grinding. So I'm not perfect by any means. Just because I got Top Gun on the road doesn't mean I'm perfect. I need training. I still need training. So the next step in this would be step 3. And, you know, like the video that I did after I got my permit, I said, you know, 1 down, 1 to go. Well, I was talking about the test, okay? I got my permit on the first try. So that was 1 down. The 1 to go was today when I did my pre-trip, my backing maneuvers, and my road test. Well, I passed that, as you can see, and so now I'm going to step 3. And the way that I see this is kind of like baseball, actually. I'm not a real big fan of baseball. I don't follow baseball or anything like that. But this can be seen like baseball. It actually literally can be. Because you've got 4 bases in baseball, right? And, you know, how do you succeed in baseball? Well, you have to get to the 4th base, right? You have to get to home plate. Well, the way that I see it, this is no different because, you know, first base would be considered your permit. Second base would be considered your license. Third base would be considered getting a job, okay? So I'm going to third base right now. When I get the job and I get my training, then I'm going to be headed for 4th base or home base, whatever you want to call it. I don't know anything about baseball really, except for the 4 bases and stuff like that. But that's what I'm going to be doing. The reason why I say that, you know, getting a job is not home plate, it's not 4th, it's 3rd, is because once you get a job, you still have to do training. You have to do orientation, you have to do yard training on the job, you have to do classroom training on the job. They're going to test the crap out of you when you get there. They're going to test the crap out of you before you leave and go on the road with your instructor. But after you get through the classroom and the yard bit, you're going to be on the road with a trainer for at least a month. And you're going to be driving every single day. And that trainer is going to be training you, testing you, watching every single thing that you do. Now, once you get through that probationary period on the job, that's when you reach home plate, because that's when you are successful. You are now a truck driver. You're driving, you're doing your job every day, you're doing it safely, hopefully. You're successful, you have great time management skills, you pay close attention to your route, you don't go off of that route, you know, you don't put yourself in a messed up situation where you're on a road where you're not going to make it under a bridge because you don't have enough clearance or anything like that. You're not going to go across a bridge where you're overweight and you end up getting fined $50,000 by the DOT. You're not going to put yourself in a situation like that. I still have a lot of information and a lot of knowledge to pack into my brain. This is just the beginning, you guys. I mean, it's technically second base, like I said, but I'm only halfway there. So from here on out, I have to find the right job. I have to get the training. I have to be successful with the training on the job. And then I'm going to become a truck driver. I don't see myself as a truck driver quite yet. I have a Class A CDL license, but I'm not a truck driver yet. I'm not a truck driver until I'm behind the wheel of that truck, not one-handed, both hands, behind the wheel of that truck and driving every day and being responsible and successful at it. That's when I'm a truck driver. That's when I see myself as a truck driver. And from there on out, going, you know, as many miles as I can, going as long as I can, every single day, being safe on the road, having no accidents. It can be done. It is possible. There are guys out there with millions of miles under their belts and they've never had one accident. So the way I see it is, if they can do it, then I can do it, and I dang sure I'm going to try to do it. No accidents, safe, responsible, These things matter to me. I have a passion for this now. Like I said, I'm halfway there as far as becoming a truck driver, but I have, years and years ahead of me to prove my worth in the industry. And I want to do that. That's my target. I'm locked onto it, and I'm ready. So I'll keep you guys posted. There, like I said before last week, there are two companies, specific companies that I'm looking at, and I'll go ahead and give you the names of those companies now. I know people probably have opinions about this, and if you happen to watch this video, you're not familiar with my channel or whatever else, and you see me talking about these companies, if you have a negative opinion about these companies, you can go ahead and leave your advice. I appreciate it, but don't talk crap, okay? Don't leave any crap talking in the comments. I'm gonna delete it if you do, because I'm not interested in hearing a negative, trash talk about a certain company just because you don't happen to like them. If you have a legitimate thing about that company, or you have some information that you feel would be valuable for me to know about that company, then by all means, please leave a comment. Let me know, because I don't know everything about these companies. But I'll go ahead and give you the name of the first one. The first one, I would be going over the road for at least the first year. That would be the lower 48 states in Canada. And the company is Schneider. I'm going to try to get on with Schneider. That's my first pick. The reason why is because of the training, the quality of the training with Schneider. It's good. It's really good. You're talking about simulators, learning how to drive on snow, or at least learning how the tractor and the trailer is going to operate on snow, going down mountain grades, that kind of thing. Before you even get behind the wheel of a real vehicle, you're going to be on a simulator, so you're going to learn how the vehicle will react. And these are things that I'm trying to focus on right now. They're very important to me right now. And just the amount of detail that goes into their training. Not only that, but they have really good benefits. They have good dispatch. The relationships and the communication between the drivers and the dispatch, driver managers, whatever you want to call them, is very good from what I understand. They are very accurate with your routing. They take care of you while you're on the road. They have a very good reputation. They're one of the biggest truck driving companies in this country. I know that not all the time is bigger better. Not all the time is that the case, but when you're first starting out, I think that a company like Schneider is pretty good. It's pretty spot on for what I'm looking for anyway. Not only that, they have just about every kind of truck driving style or type or method, whatever you want to call it, out there. They have everything. They have regional, they have local, they have intermodal, they have dedicated, they have everything. You can get your tanker endorsement, your hazmat endorsement, and you can make really good money driving for this company. A lot of people that are working for Schneider have been there for decades. They want to retire working for this company. And so I'm looking at all those things, and they all look good to me. I'm not saying that the other truck driving companies don't compete with that. Some of them obviously do. But this is the company that I'm looking at, number one, first pick. All right, the second company I'm looking at is called McElroy, or McElroy. I think it's pronounced McElroy. They're based out of Alabama. It's a regional job. It's only flatbed. So as long as you can lift a 100-pound tarp, or so they say, then you can do the job. Basically what you're doing is you're home every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and you never go out 2.5 days outside of where you live. Meaning that when you start rolling on Monday morning, you will drive to your first drop, which is 2.5 days away, north, south, east, west, whatever direction, 2.5 days away. And you will come back, you will turn around on Wednesday, you'll turn around and you'll start heading back home. And that is what your week consists of. You might do 3 or 4 drops maybe, depending on where you're going and what you're hauling. Of course, most of their drops are for Lowe's, the Home Depot store. Yeah, I guess that's what you would call it, Lowe's. That's where most of their freight goes. It's all mostly dedicated. So the owner of the company for McElroy is a Christian. He goes to church every Sunday. He doesn't believe in working his drivers on Sunday. So it's pretty much guaranteed that you're going to be home every Sunday. And that's important to me because I go to church. I like to be at church every Sunday. I don't like missing church. It's important to me that I go to church, and so that's like I said, that's important to me. But the thing is, okay, my training right now is very, it means everything to me. It's so critical that I get the best training. It's so critical that I also get experience on the road. It's so critical that I get the full exposure to everything that truck driving is. And with a regional job, it's not always like that. With a regional job, you don't get as many miles. Now, it's true that you will make extra money to tarp loads and stuff like that. You do make extra money for doing stuff like that when you're driving a flatbed, but I wouldn't be going as far, okay? So I wouldn't be experiencing as much. It's just, that sounds like a good idea to me, and it's something that I would consider, and I am considering it if things don't work at Schneider, okay? If it doesn't work out, or for whatever reason they decide that they can't hire me, then the next choice is going to be McElroy. That's just how it is. I think it's a wise decision. Like I said, it's important that I'm in church, but this training and everything, this is very important too. This, the whole reason why I'm doing this, as far as, wanting to go over the road, wanting to be a long haul truck driver, and getting that experience under my belt when I first start out, and getting it over with, getting it done, so that I always have it on my resume, that I was a over the road, coast to coast, lower 48, some of Canada truck driver for at least 1 year. I drove in every area and every season, and so I have the experience. I know what I'm doing. The truck driving companies are going to look at stuff like that, and you're going to have more of an opportunity if you can prove that you can handle stuff like that. So that's why I want to go in that route. That's why I'm choosing that route first. That's the only reason why I'm choosing that route first. It's not because of money or anything else like that. It's just because I want to set myself up to have the best future in this that I can possibly have. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. But anyway, this video has gone on for way too long. I thank you guys for watching it, for sticking around to the end. Those of you that have, I really appreciate your interest in my channel. I appreciate your view. To me, that's support. You guys are supporting me by catching up and hanging out and watching, and I appreciate that. If you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to do the best I can to answer your questions, and if you have any suggestions or anything like that, then let me know, and I will catch you guys later. So on and so forth. Jared here with Modern the Nation's Rage, signing out. See you next time.